Okay, this is Moshe coming to you from Israel in the Galilee. Evening War News Report. Okay, today, while it's not been released in super official channels, it appears quite strong, I guess, that the Israeli government told Hezbollah, probably, and Lebanon government that they were going to destroy their electrical grid if for the country if the attacks on Israel keep up. Now, this was done, and practically every day our jets fly over Lebanon, including Beirut. Now, what is Hezbollah going to do? I don't know. They live there, their families live there. I don't know what they'll do. They might say, if you attack our electrical grid, we'll attack your country with thousands of missiles. And Israel is not behaving as if they were really fearful of this happening. That's all I could say. The situation with the Houthis could cause a real big war down in the Red Sea. We got to watch that. The 50% of the Hamas commanders have been killed so far in Gaza, and a lot of the soldiers surrendering are surrendering because their commanders are not available, or they can't have communication with them or whatever, and they don't know what else to do, so they surrender. They're coming in droves, but remember, if you got 8,500 in a day, it would be substantial. Getting 150 or 200 is not meaningful at all. It's something, but it's not meaningful. The fighting keeps going. We're fighting in South Gaza as well. America is not imposing publicly any date to end the war. They're telling us it's quite a ways away yet. Rockets are coming out in substantially lower numbers from Gaza, but they're still coming out. But there is a marked, very noticeable reduction in the rockets. Our responses to Hezbollah aggression in Lebanon has been, in the last 2 days, increasing substantially, escalating, you would say, or you could say. So it's, the war is moving on. That's the only thing I have to say. It's slow, steady progress. It's not standing still. It's not moving backwards. It's steadily improving for us, but not at a very fast rate of speed. And like I told you a long time ago on multiple occasions, that when the Hamas war winds down, it's quite likely we'll see the Hezbollah war ratchet up, and it looks strongly like that'll be the case. I can't, if Hezbollah says to Israel, this is the way they think, the terrorists in the Middle East, if they give in to Israel, well, if Israel's going to blow our electrical grid up, we better cut it out, then they're going to say, well, then at any time Israel wants to get us to do something, they'll just threaten to blow our electrical grid up. So we can't have that, so let them blow the electrical grid up. See, this is how they think. That's the terrorist mentality in the Middle East, okay? Which Biden and the Americans don't demonstrate any real grasp of. They don't quite understand how these people think yet, or they're operating on a secret agenda, which is the most likely possibility, highly most likely. Putin and Netanyahu had a phone call for 50 minutes. Don't believe the news reports about what they talked about, because they're never going to tell you. If you look at the news reports, what they talked about could have been covered in 3 or 4 minutes. So something went on, and I don't know what it is, and they're not going to tell us. American bases, I'm not hearing about any attacks today. And I covered what America's planning on doing with an international coalition in the Red Sea to stop the Houthis. So that's probably going to come to pass very quickly. But that's not going to stop much. I covered that in the morning broadcast. So, is there anything else? Let me think. Thinking. No, I think that's about it. So you could expect the Hamas war in Gaza to start to slow down. Well, the missiles coming into Israel eventually going to stop. More and more will surrender. And what we're going to do about them, I don't know. And the attacks from Hezbollah threatening to blow the grid up is not going to stop it. I don't think Biden's going to appreciate them blowing the grid up either. So it could be an empty threat, but you never know. They may just say they're going to do it anyway. The Israel cabinet voted today about workers from Gaza, of which there were 20,000 of, coming back into Israel, and they said no, because they were participants in the massacre and the rapes and the burnings on October 7th, and they were participating in it, and also many of them, apparently our intel, found out they were acting as spies for Hamas. So no, the people of Israel do not want that. They don't want the workers coming in. Biden does, but that's Mr. Open Border Biden, and Israel's not doing that. So that's not going to happen. And Israel is probably not going to let anything happen when the war is over in Gaza, except us go in, and we're already there, and demilitarize Hamas substantially. And they are setting up a system where the Gazans are going to go into Egypt, and then from there be forwarded to other countries that are going to take them in. And that's probably something to do with Congress proposing to withdraw economic aid from countries who would not take them in. They would be Sharia law countries, I'm sure. Now, that may not be the case. It may be some other pressure, but that seems to be where it's going. Israel hit 3,500 targets in Gaza in the last 2 days or so. And I would say you have to have now at least 80% of the houses and the structures damaged or destroyed there. The streets are all blown up. The water's not moving. The gas lines, are not working. And, it's the traffic lights and the businesses are blown up. There's nothing going on there. How are they going to return there, They have to go to the UN countries and ask for, I would think you'd probably be looking at, $200 to $500 billion or more to rebuild the place. So if you gave them $500 billion, you would wind up having, 300 of the 500 billion being diverted to Hamas, and the construction would never happen. And I think everybody knows that. That's common knowledge. So I don't think they're going to do that. The Hamas would just shake the construction companies down. Give us half your money or we're going to kill you. It's something to that effect. So that's where we're at. I don't have any clear indication of what the government of America and Israel intends to do with the Gazan residents when the war's over. We're just getting an inkling of that idea from Egypt. But, taking them in very temporarily under guard and then shipping them right out. They don't want a single one there. And the Sinai Peninsula belongs to Egypt, and they're very adamant they don't want a single Gazan in their country. So it's basically looking good for relocating them. Now they're going to probably try to leave maybe half of them or a third of them there in Gaza, but maybe not even. And I don't think the Gazans are going to want to stay there. What are they going to do? They don't have any money to build the houses and the buildings over again. And, Qatar's not going to come up with hundreds of billions of dollars. We must have destroyed in excess of 10,000, probably in excess of 20,000 buildings. Damaged or destroyed. What does that cost to rebuild? A fortune. So that's the state of the art here as to what's going on. So please pray for me and pray we don't have to go in bomb shelters, and pray for me and my wife Rivka. I'm Moshe, my wife's Rivka. Pray for our peace, safety, protection, and joy, and healing, and finances, and please pray for my abdominal. I'm getting muscle pains or something in my abdomen. Long story, but please pray for that. And pray for the animals and pets to be happy, healthy, and whole. They're all rescues. And I'll keep you updated as things move on. So I send my shalom to all those who love Yeshua HaMashiach, and I'm out.